How's it going, everybody? That was the choppiest intro I've ever seen. I need to change that computer, or actually it's my storage. I need to change the way I do my storage setup on the console. And as usual, I'm not ready. My screen is too far off. And I can see the chat. Now, everything is fixed. But today... Oh, hold on. Need to grab the trackpad to have access to my stuff. If I put it there, yeah. I got a spinner hard drive. I got a spinner pad. That was fun for 1 second. Okay, hi Joseph. How's it going? Good afternoon, Pancho. How's it going, guys? Okay, sad story time. Today, I bought a new lens. This lovely Sony lens that I got used. The guy used it one time, realized that his camera was not full frame, so he was not using it. He was not using the full potential of this lens, or actually it's the other way around. The lens is not full frame and his camera was. So, oh my god. Cat hair everywhere. So, he sold it for a really good price. And I reset up the camera with having in mind to use that. But I over tweaked it and I broke the screw from the stand that I have on the roof into the camera. So today, I'm only going to be able to use my second camera view. This one, I hope you guys can see the screen. It's not how I like to roll. I like to have the full screen because when you watch on a phone or something, it's way more pleasant to have a big view, but now you guys don't see much. Yeah, I'm really sorry. This is the best I can do for now. I don't have time to order something on Amazon because there's nothing in stock in any store anymore. Good afternoon. Yeah, actually, it's afternoon here. It's 2 o'clock. And today, I titled the stream doing a new show. Today, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to build a new show for a band. I got a show Saturday with them. I didn't know if I was to bring the wing or not. I think I will. This is a country band. New country, mostly, so it's basically like pop song with processed country lick. I got a 6-piece band. I have a drummer, bass player, a guitar player, how should I call this? Multi. We call it a multi. The guy just play everything. He's gonna play banjo. He's gonna play mandolin. He's gonna play acoustic guitar. He's gonna play pedal steel. He's gonna play a lot of stuff. So I got one guy doing that. A female lead singer, male lead singer. And did I cover the 6? Yes, I did. All that with a bunch of backtrack that my multi guy is not playing. So when the multi guy is playing the steel, if there's a banjo lick on the song on the original one, that's going to be on the backtrack. So a lot of stuff. I need to explain the setup a little bit. They run 5 mixes, or actually 6 mixes from a X32 rack. And I'm taking the same input as them, digital. I'm not going analog here. And I'm using the 32. Well, the 32 input that I want to use, only 28 of them are useful at front of house, but I need to know where they are, and I need to patch them in the monitor split. But we're using an X32 rack with a stage box to have the 32 input there, going out of the rack into in-ear, mostly wireless in-ear, and the drummer is on wire. This is what we're gonna do today. I need to set up that for Saturday, and I need to do a live stream. Every Monday is a live stream. Hello, Edman. How's it going, man? So we're gonna move to this view, and I'm not gonna recall the console. I'm just gonna maybe put it more in focus for you guys. I'm not gonna recall my show. I'm just gonna erase everything because I don't want you guys to. Can I do this? Oh yeah. Can I sound FM a little bit? Great. Actually, hold on. Just wait for me 1 second. I think the Omni pattern is going to be better for me. You will have a little more background noise from the fan of the laptop, but that will be pretty much it. So right now I don't have the good patch on the console. I just want to erase everything and start from scratch a new show, and we're gonna build it together. Should I just initialize everything? Yes, I will. Okay, I'm gonna go and setup, general, initialize, and I want to initialize. First click none, and I'm gonna say my channel. I want to initialize all my channel. Is there something else that I want to initialize? Nope. I want to start with that. If you give me 1 second, I'm just going to put my iPad here to see the chat. And probably need to turn the sound down on that iPad. Can I do this? Oh yeah. I just don't know where to put it. No. That's a big no. Can I do this? Or actually I can do... Nah. Hold on, guys. Bear with me, please. It's just gonna go right there. So from Hadman, question for today. I tried the SD recorder. Is there a way to map two SD cards track into a single stereo channel? What? Hold on. Is there a way to map two SD card tracks into a stereo channel? I don't think so, because I think you need to remix them. You take those 32 channel wave file and you mix them into your DAW. Or you just play them back into the console in real time, which would be the part that sucks. But you need to you need to do something with these, because they are just raw track basically. You need to process them and send it through a stereo left-right from a DAW or the console, and you record on the USB in real time. But this is not how I would do it. Hold on, guys. I don't know what the problem is, but I think I sound really thin. Could be my ear, but it's bugging me. So I'm just gonna open up there we go. 128, good. Basically I want to mix I want to mix it on the wing. I have keys left, right, and I want them to have channel playing back. Yes, you just need to make that playback source a stereo channel that you need to assign. Actually, I can show it to you really quickly. We're going to go into routing. Not there. Source. If you go into source, WPlay live here, make it a stereo. Make it a stereo channel in there. It's not in focus, right? You guys don't see that in focus. Way better. Okay. So yeah, basically this is what you need to do. You need to make your source a stereo channel. And actually, we could start with that. We are not going to change anything on this setup. I want to first save that as a new scene. So I'm going to go here, snap, library, console, not USB, console, save, and I'm going to call this 5 Roses, FOH. That's the name of the band, and that's the name of the show, because this will be my front of house show. And when I called my show FOH, it's because I'm not doing monitor. And on this one, I'm not going to do monitor at all. They are in their own separate world. If things go bad, sorry, it's up to you. DGXMP, have you tried to use the wave card on the Behringer wing? I know they have one for the X32 and the M32. Are they compatible? Well, the card are not. You cannot put the X32 card into the wing. I don't think that will work. So yeah, no, I don't think this is possible. From Johnny Garcia, can I have the main channels sent out to 2 main master fader output? Can I hold on? Let me reread that. Can I have the main channel send out the 2 main master fader output? That would be. You would do that by using a matrix, because you can send. Hold on. You can send a. Sorry guys, I lost you here. Hold on. You're still alive. Okay, that will be way better for me to look at you guys. You can actually use a matrix. Bonjour la France. Bienvenue. Johnny, yes, you can. You just use a matrix. A matrix is like a bus send for a fader from a channel, but a matrix is like a bus send for your main out. So take your main out 1 and just send it into as many matrices as you want, pre or post EQ. And because you are using a matrix, you can have different EQ or different volume or compression on these bus. If you use matrices, that will be the way to do it. Okay. I got my show. I'm gonna get there. Hi, Ivan. How's it going, man? Let's go back here. So, I got my show. I want to initialize my channel because none of these channels are good. I want to keep my talkback that is in channel 40. I want to keep that. So I'm going to go here into setup, initialize. I want to initialize everything except channel 40 and 39. Maybe I don't need those. I'm going to press out there and I'm going to go initialize. That didn't do anything. What did I do wrong? Can I go initialize? Confirm. What's going on here? The console don't want to initialize the channel. Maybe we are experimenting a bug. This is what I want to initialize. I'm going to select, yes. I don't want to initialize my source because I want to change them manually. Okay, my aux, so maybe I want to initialize that. My bus, yes. Main and matrices, I don't want that. My matrices, I want to initialize them because I'm going to use them. Okay, take two. If I lose you guys, if sound is cutting, bear with me. Gotta come back. Nothing. This is really interesting. Well, I think we just find a bug. Hold on. Do I have global safe? Nope. If anybody got a hint there, if anybody... Yeah, this is crap. Seems like bug, eh? I'm not the only one thinking that. Anybody else has this happen to them? Sorry, guys. It's gonna make a weird noise, but my mic's about to fall, so. Okay, so we're apparently living a bug. How can I go around? I didn't change anything, so I'm gonna save my live stream setup exactly when I got there, and I'm gonna try to just initialize the whole thing. I got that saved. There's absolutely no recall safe that I'm aware of on the console. It doesn't display any. If I go here, global safe, it doesn't write anything. I think if you have something there in the global safe, it would show. Is it initialize all or nothing? Well, I thought you could come here, initialize, select what you want to have, but I can try to initialize all. Well, honestly, I'm afraid it will not do anything, so I'm gonna try. I saved my show. I'm just gonna try to initialize everything, guys. Bear with me. Okay. It did initialize everything when I did everything. But why? Okay. I'm gonna try again. But I'm just gonna take some stuff off. Routing, I don't want to change anything in the routing. So I don't want any of that to change. I don't want any of the config to change. Routing, output, I don't want anything to change. Fix engine, I want none. Okay. From Herman this week, I realized the all and none button in the utility menu aren't working to initialize that channel. This section is for recall, I think. Well, I'm at initialize right now. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm in a section that is called initialize, and when I select everything that I want to initialize and I press initialize in blue, it doesn't want. I'm just gonna take main 1 because I don't want to initialize that. But I think I'm doing something. Well, while doing this, I would do this more time in the future because I got a way around. I can just copy paste one channel, one empty channel everywhere, and that would do the trick. But if I could initialize a channel like I'm doing right now, let's say that I'm in a festival situation, and is this working today? No. Let's say that I'm in a festival situation. I've got my effects rack now the way I want. I have my main EQ processing, whatever. I don't want to initialize that if I have a new band coming in. I just want to erase the channel. Not even the patch. I don't want to erase the source. I just want to erase the channel and start from fresh channel again. So I think what I'm doing here is really legit to ask for. But the question is now, why? Why it doesn't want to do it? No, nothing. Is there something else in Tool that could be done? Hold on. Phone's ringing. Do not disturb. Thank you very much. Oh, I can try something else. I can try the initialize function. When you click on a channel, top here, tool, I don't want to initialize this one. Let's say this one, my bass drum from another show. Let's say that I want to initialize it. Can I just initialize it? It did. The name didn't change, but I think the channel is initialized, which is not the case for anything else. The patch didn't change, so it's labeled kick from my SD card, but the channel is gone. So I think I'm gonna roll with that. It says this is not what I want to do, but this is gonna get me going. Initialize. Okay, these are good. And Headman was saying that this section also seems to be broken, right? We're talking about the same thing, Headman? When you select all or nothing here, it doesn't react. I don't want to copy, I want to initialize. Okay. I can work with that because I got nothing on these channel. Oh, it's just a source. Okay. I want to initialize this one too. Okay, I got nothing there, nothing, except the patch that I will need to write down anyway, so I can do it. Okay, routing. And I'm going to be using AS50A. That will be my source. This is what I will send from the X32 rack on stage. Hold on, my chat is not... Oh no, my chat is following, sorry. Okay, so let's start with a patch. I want to rename all my input. I want to rename this. Actually, 1 will be kick. This is good. 2 will be snare. 3, it's not going to be hi-hat. It's going to be snare. Bottom. 4 is going to be my hi. Hat. 1 tom. 1 floor. Whoa. Floor. 7 will be over overhead, 7 and 8. 9 will be my first instrument, bass. The next one will be Zach, the lead singer, acoustic guitar. 11 is Alex, guitar left. He's using an aux. Oh, this is mono, this is stereo. Rename. It's going to be Alex acoustic. Guillaume, did you find out what went wrong with the routing issue earlier this week? Oh, you're talking about the vlog. Yeah, sorry. It's been that was 2 weeks ago for me. So, if you're talking about the vlog, this is just how the console is built, and I did things the wrong way around, or the first thing that I did was label the channel, and I tried to then assign source, but apparently when you write down here on the channel, it's labeling the source, not the channel. So this is why I was confused, because by default everything was to the main local in, and I needed to be AES50A coming from the stage. So this is why it was not working. So the first thing that I did is went into the patch, set my source, and once my source were set, I then assigned the channel. I then assigned the sources to the channel, and now it was working. But I think it should be, you should have the option to be either or. You can name the channel and say, this is my guitar and I want to have that AES input or that local input in this one, but apparently the console doesn't think that way. So okay, LX acoustics, this is 13. I will need to take my phone out to get my patch list for the other one. Also, I'm gonna double check that everything is good. 14 will be my Paul electric guitar, and this is the guy who play a lot of instruments, so it's gonna be Paul guitar. It's gonna be Paul AKS. Then we have a banjo. Then we have a dobro. Then we have a mandolin. Pedal steel, and we're up to 20. That will be vocal jade. vocal Zach, and Alex. Nope, I'm gonna do it the other way around. Vocal Alex for backup vocal, because Alex is my band leader, and my band leader also have a talkback. From Pancho, can you use what? Can you connect stereo channel from Wing to X32, which is mono channel through AS50? I don't know if I understand your question correctly here, but the X32 is going to send mono. Well, I'm going to explain my routing here a little bit. Stuff is getting plugged into the X32 rack and a DL16. We're having a 32 right now because 16s are back order everywhere and we don't have access to them. We want to buy it, but it's just not there. So what we're doing is basically just plug everything in the rack, and I'm going out from port B of the rack into AS50A from the wing. So it's just the X32 rack is doing the rerouting of those input. The gain is also coming from the stage. I don't want the gain to be changing for no reason. So at front of house, I'm gonna deal only with the trim. I'm not gonna have the gain. But I've set the gain myself. Well, actually, I'm gonna set the gain myself tomorrow in rehearsal. So once I set the gain on stage, everything will be hitting around -18. I'm just gonna send everything like if I were to use a patch into the wing at front of house. I'm not gonna bring the wing into rehearsal. I just want to set my stuff now for the show, but I want to work on my monitor split. This is how I set my stuff up. So that's basically the setup that we have. Just gonna finish right down the patch, and we're ready. Okay, this is gonna be Paul. No, I said VX first. VX Paul. Yeah, you got it. So yeah, you got it, Pancho. So the X32 doesn't see stereo or mono channel. It just see input, and I'm from the wing side. I'm just grabbing and stereo pair or stereo source my stuff. I just want to make sure I don't do any mistake here. Good. Carl's gonna be in drum. And then we get to backtrack, so that will be sec. Sequence left, sequence right. And those will be input that I'm not going to use. At front of us. Maybe, well, actually, hold on. You guys can't see what I'm doing. Sorry. You need to tell me when I'm doing that. Click track I'm not going to use at front of house. Maybe one day in the future I wish we could have a click track like that to be a tap tempo. That would be so amazing. If we can set that to, you know, have a threshold, you know, like tick every time you basically set it like a gate. Every time that gate is opening, it's tapping the tempo. That would be awesome for my tap delay and effect. So just throwing out an idea out there. Sorry, click track. Q track. Next is gonna be Alex. Talkback mic. Carl, talkback. And 31 will be crowd. Crowd and crowd. That's it, 32 input. Now I just need to make my stereo pair, like my overhead. Alex Alex. Oh, it says left and left, but it's fine. Do I have anything else that is stereo? Yes, my backing track is stereo. Crowd mic, if I ever want to create the worst feedback in the world and send the crowd mic in the PA, no, actually, I'm just not gonna assign them to avoid that. Like every input that I won't need in the front of house just won't be assigned. Like the click track, the cue track, the talkback from the musician. Maybe I could assign those if they want to talk to me during the show, but I don't really see that happen. Or what I would do for that is have like a small Behringer monitor. I saw Iron Maiden do that. Front of house guy, Pooch, that used to be son of a front of house for Linkin Park. He was using that. He's using a small like Behringer monitor that he just put in front of house. Volume cranked up. That way you can talk to him and he's gonna hear it, but only the few people around him is gonna hear it too. And it's not like having a headphone, because you cannot do show wearing headphone. That's a no-go. You have no idea what you're doing if you do that. Okay. Anything else that I need to do here? I don't think so. We're gonna assign our input to the channel. So I'm gonna go channel, opening this. My main, I want to go into my main input and I want AS50A. And because I got my stuff ready, AS50A is already programmed. Hold on. Actually, I can do something to help you guys. I'm gonna physically move my stuff so you guys can see what I'm doing. It's not gonna be the best setup in the world. My apologies, but at least you will see what I'm doing. Okay, I think it's better now. Is it gonna work? Oh yeah. If I don't sneeze, everything should hold up. You guys don't see it, but I got a weird rig with my iPad right now. Anyway, let's move on to this. Input, assign. I'm gonna do this. I want my first input to be my bass drum. Yes. Second, snare bottom. And they all write down on the console, even if you can't see it now. If I'm doing stereo pair, will my overhead be a single stereo? Yes, they will. Great. Zack guitar. No, that's wrong. That needs to be bass. Okay, I got a label problem here. This is not Zack guitar. This is bass. Here we go. Let's go back into channel. 8 is bass, Zack guitar. This needs to be Alex guitar in stereo, 11 and 12, that's good. It's gonna be Alex acoustic. Paul, all of his instrument. And can I fit that? Well, hold on. The labels don't show up. Can you guys see this? The labels, well, it's out of focus, but after Dobro, when I click here, Dobro, when I've clicked in the next one, that is mandolin, the label didn't follow. Banjo, that's good. That needs to be dobro, mandolin. The label don't follow. I don't know. I don't understand why. Maybe that's a feature that I click somewhere that is doing that. Mako, just received my winged. I'm gonna guess today. Yeah, today. Your video helped me out so much, man. Hold on. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. If I could be of any help, my pleasure. You just made my day seeing this comment. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the fact that you take time to listen to these video. And if you buy it because of me, send an email to Behringer. At least one day they will send me a t-shirt. Because I don't think they will ever send me another console. Okay, back to business. Okay, so I don't know why the input don't follow, but not much I can do other than just write them down. But that's just sucks. So okay, 24 is my lead vocal. My lead vocal. No, it's my drum vocal that's go out into the PA. And 23 will be my last input. 24 won't be used. So if I can get 24, I don't remember how you do this, but I think you can have, oh, there we go. Oh no, you don't have, how many fader do we have? 20? Yeah, 20. Or could I, actually, can I create myself some, how many fader do we have? Can't reduce size, yeah. Okay, I could create a custom layer and have all my fader in front of me, and this is probably what I want to do. Okay, Ralph, really great thing. Really great point here. Really great point that you got there. Really sorry, guys. I feel like I look stupid, but I just mix up too many words in my mouth. Keep in mind that English is my second language, even if some people don't seem to believe it. And interesting fact, I don't speak English with anyone at home or sometimes at work. I do work with English guy, but here I'm speaking French 99% of the time. So this is why I'm not that much, this is why I'm not that fluid when I'm speaking. I'm gonna guess here this is a config on the channel itself. Maybe it's the, how do you call it? Okay, well, we'll go to the first channel that is missing, so that will be channel 18. And is it there in the auto? Nope. Select input. That doesn't do anything. Oh, it's even stranger because, can you see it? Jade's vocal in 20. It says A20 on the console. Can you see it? Can you guys see it? Yeah. It says A20 on the console where Jade vocal is, but it doesn't show the name. It's only doing it for the first 15 input. This is weird. This is really weird because I'm just gonna write it down. It's fine. Or is it a name or tag, or is there a way to? Okay. I don't want to lose too much time over that, so I'm just gonna name them. And it's easy to name them. I got the name in the channel here. So this will be my mandolin. $17 is, I need to take my, well actually no, it's not 17. This is how I get confused sometimes. This is channel 16 with source A18. A19 will be from my patch, input 19, that will be my pedal steel. After that, A20 will be Jade vocal, Zach, vocal Alex, vocal Paul, and vocal Carl, my drummer that I met yesterday. Really nice guy. Played really well. Can't wait. Sequence is missing. Doesn't show up on the display, so good. Okay. Okay. Did I just got it? I did not even know that was a feature. Hold on. Okay. Link customization to source. This is what bugged me the other day. And this is nothing. Wow, I just figured it out. Okay. So in the name, when you click link configuration source, configuration link is enable. You can see here in the bottom, it says edit name is assigned to the select source. Okay, I didn't know that, and I thought by resetting the input, or maybe the channel, no, initializing the input should have initialized that too. What I think. Now, if I take that out, does it say kick? Probably, because it's there. Okay. Well, I just learned something. I didn't know that. Anybody know? Well, anybody was aware of that feature, and anybody know if it could be a global turn on or off? Let me know. Okay. Do I have all my channel? Yes. I'm gonna work in the left section of the console for now, but I will eventually just build myself a custom layer with no main out. Or actually, I got 23 channels, so I can have my main out too. There. Or I can build myself something in the right section of the console where I have my lead vocal. Let's say my money channel, so my 2 lead vocal and my backtrack is pretty much what I want to mix the whole night. So depending on how they sit on the console, maybe I will do that. Actually, you know what? Let's create a custom fader bank. I never done that myself, so we're gonna assign. I want my kick. Can I just do this? Go there and say no. Okay. Need to drag them. Kick, snare, hat, tom, floor, overheads, bass, guitar, another guitar, and another guitar. There's so much stuff on that show. How do I change this? Center, okay, center. This section, where was I? Sorry guys, it's the first time I'm doing this, so I got all my input. Great, they followed. Nothing to worry about there. Oh, hold on. Now I try to think. And do I want DCA in there? Move the right knob to this one. Thank you. Okay. Do I want all my fader there, or do I want do I want my DCA? Do I want my effects return? Do I want my main out to be on my page? Okay, one thing at a time. I'm gonna start with this, and I'm gonna go Paul guitar is the last thing that I've patched. I'm just gonna build one preset and I'll see how it feels. So Paul guitar, Paul acoustic, banjo, dobro, mandolin, pedal steel, Jade's vocal, Zach, Alex, Paul, Carl. Just gonna move that. Backtrack, and I probably want my main out one. Now if I move my trackpad and I go user 1 on all these layers, it did not follow. Anybody would know why? Or do I need to change with the arrow? Okay. It's changing physically on the console, but it's not assigned there. So what I need to do is create by section what I want to have. Because, well, 1 through 12, user or 1 through 12 is the same thing. But in the middle section, I want to have my input after that. So I want to go center section. User 1, and I want to have channel. And this is where I want to set up my stuff. So my last input here is Paul guitar. So I want Paul acoustic. There we go. It's working. I can see it on the console. Well, actually, you can see it too. Paul acoustic, banjo, dobro, mandolin, pedal steel, Jade vocal, Zach vocal, Alex vocal. Then I need to go in the right section, and I want Paul, Carl, my backtrack, and I want my main bus 1. Did I change it? Did I actually? I think I overwrite my stuff. So if I go main, could I change the main? Oh, I could too. No, I want user. And I said Paul, Carl, backtrack, and bus 1. So if I go user 1 now, my whole show is there. And I got my 24 input with the main out on the right. Okay. That could be one way to work. I don't really know if I want to work that way. And I'm thinking this as we go through. Some people complain that I'm not prepared enough for these live stream. Okay, sorry man, maybe this is not the stuff that you want to watch, but I'm I'm just going with the flow, you know. This is not something that I've prepared. It cannot be prepared. All this stuff has to happen live, and sorry. Okay, seriously, let's go back to input. Let's have fun. Let's make some effect in there. And in setup, Ivan. And in setup, select user layer. Okay. Is it in surface? General. I tried to see user layer where that would be. Oh, I'm glad that you like it, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, maybe, I mean, I understand it. The people that complain, actually the guy that complained that I was not ready enough, it was on my video about the firmware release, and I felt not good that day either. I'm not giving out excuse, I just felt like I was mumbling enough, I was not flowing in my conversation, and I was not, you know, there. So maybe he's right. Maybe that was a bad one. But thanks for watching. Okay. Enough of me rambling around. Let's get to business. Bass drum. What I like to have in a bass drum is usually a gate. This is the kind of band that could benefit from a gated bass drum. So I'm going to go expander gate, the basic model from the Wing. I think it's just fine. I like it. And I also like the fact that it's an expander. I'm going to use a 2-to-1 expander. I'm going to set the range to maximum attack, maybe 1 or 2 milliseconds. I just don't want to hear the click, you know, from the gate. And the other setting are basically good. Ratio, I know, yeah, I can even go as high as 25. Can you guys see it on the? Yes, you can see it when I put my finger on the knob. 25 will be good. And why 25 will be good is because we're using an expander here instead of a gate. Maybe a gate, if the drummer was not hitting that hard, it would not open. But because we're using an expander, it will let some sound go through still. If I want to be safe, I could turn the range down. Something like 20 dB will be enough to make that bass drum not rumbling if my subs are too close from my bass drum in certain situation. I like it at 60 because I want it to cut. But this, you know, take a look at the curve, basically. I'm going to change it from 2-to-1 or 1.5-to-1, 2-to-1, 3, 4, and I'm going to go with the gate in the next one. Yeah. This is how the signal is cut down. So I don't want to just kill it, because when you kill it, you can hear the gate open and just go like, "Poh," when the bass drum hits. But if I go 2-to-1, you will hear, as soon as you have signal in there, you will hear a little bit of it and it will open. And it will forgive if the drummer is not as constant as you want him to be, or in a break if you just want to hold a steady kick while the singer is saying something to give the beat to the band. If he's not like really hard on it, which he probably won't because something else is happening, it will still open. This is why I like expander, and I'm gonna show you more expander trick really soon. Wing EQ, I think this is what we're gonna go with today. I don't see any reason why I want to use any of these. Compression, well, this is a bass drum. What do you expect? 160. It's probably the thing that you heard the most on the radio your whole life. This is a sure shot. I like it this way. Oh, thank you, Ralph. Ralph, yeah, you guys see the chat, but man, I need to say it out loud. When I see well-prepared video, I lose the aspect of thinking together with you. This is what I'm trying to sell here. This is not rehearsed. This is true. This is really live. And I can change my mind. You can actually change my mind. Say something in the comment or in the chat that I can read and say, oh, have you think about this? And you will throw me onto something and I will learn. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate the fact that you take your day to just geek out with me on console stuff. Because my wife is not really interested in that stuff, so. we should start a club. Grumpy Salmon Club. Grumpy Wing User Club or something like that. T-shirt coming soon. Okay. I think I got my basic for my bass drum. I don't think I want to use any effect processor, or do I? What we got here? You guys have any hint for me there? No. Oh, hold on. Okay, let's take a look at the rack quickly. I want to change my way around the rack. This is going to be something else. I want nothing there. Effect rack. I don't need this. Channel effect. Okay, they changed that. Channel effect, standard effect, and hold on. Did I found something that should not be there? Let's take a look. Effect rack. On the left here we have the premium effect. In the right we have the standard effect. If I click on the premium, I have all three available. I don't think I should be able to do the same thing on this one, because the standard effect or the premium effect should not, or do they load? They don't load, but okay. The graphic, that's probably a user interface problem. The standard effects turn on, the light turn on here, but I cannot select it, right? It's only these two. Can you guys see it? And can I have all my reverb here? This, but if I go on that rack right there, yeah, it should be black like this even when I'm on the channel. So this is a bug that should be reported for the user interface. We got something here. I love that so much. Finding out stuff like that. Okay. Rack. Okay. I want to have my stuff clean this time. So I'm gonna move my effect, the two basic effect that I want to use, or maybe four. I'm gonna move my delay to the top here, and actually I'm gonna use this one because I really like this one that I cannot show because it's not assigned. Can I assign it? No, I should be able to assign that from there. Okay. I'm gonna go assign it to my bus. My effect bus is 16. I want to assign this processor 5 in there. And I'm gonna play around with it later. Actually, I'm gonna tell you guys, I have a multi-track of the band, but I cannot play it from the stream because I didn't ask for it, and this is rehearsal track, so it's not that it's not good. It's just it was not meant to be seen by people. So once I'm done with this here, I will play back some multi-track. I will probably record onto an SD card some stuff for playback, and I will record the show that we're doing Saturday to further work on my setup. Okay. Effect. This one will be empty. This one will be empty. I got one reverb and one delay that I'm going to use for vocal. With the amount of stuff that I have, what I mean is instrument and multiple instrument, I probably want to build maybe two more reverb. Which one should I use for my drum, and which one should I use for my acoustic guitar and all the other string instrument? I know the VSS3 is really cool for drum. Actually, I'm going to put it here. And what do I want to use? I want a room. I want a plate. I already have a plate, but I love the sound of plates so much. You guys want to give me a hint here? What would you use for acoustic guitar and mandolin, banjo, just to give it a bit of stereo feel? Just a tiny bit. I think the room reverb is an option. The vintage reverb is an option. And anything that comes from the SPX is probably a no-go. Vintage plate for drum. I think I will go... I was thinking about go VSS3 for drum. But vintage plate for drum could be that. Original all for instrument. You like that one, Ivan? For all the instrument, you like that all? The ambience for guitar? I don't know, man. Okay, let's give it a try. Ivan, I never tried your idea. Let's go for that. So I'm gonna go out of there first. Okay, I'm willing to try something. Ambience for guitar, and I'm gonna try the vintage plate for drum, and I'm gonna assign them to bus 13. How can I do that? Okay, bus insert second 13 on. 14, that will be drum. I'm just gonna rename them. 14 will be drum, or the other way around. I need to check. Vix, vocal plate, delay. That's my main. I don't want to go there. This one will be instrument. I just want to make sure that I've put everything also in the bottom insert, and I want to make sure that I send that out to my main one, because sending it out to main one will, I don't know why these other one are down, sending out a bus with an effect in the second insert point will act like if you were to do a send and return on an X32, basically. If you mute the input, like if you physically mute the input of that channel, it will mute the input of the effect, and that way your reverb will tell out when you mute your effect. Okay, let's go back into the effect rack. Is there anything else that I want? Probably. Okay, I'm gonna go out on this one. I probably want to have some auto-tune. Can I have the option to have the pitch fixed there? Yes, I do. Okay. I don't want to use autotune on my lead vocal, or maybe not, or maybe, but I definitely want to use it on my backup vocal. So I'm gonna set up all of these as, I don't want to punch it in, but I want to set up all these as autotune or pitch fix. How many vocal do I have? 5 or 4? One, 2, 4, 5. So it's gonna be 5. And I want to insert that on the individual input as the last block in the chain. That way, and I also need to figure out something else for that. I need to do a block bypass. This on it's gonna be Jade, Zach, Alex, Paul, and Carl. Okay. Gonna turn them on. Now what I need to do, and if anybody got a hint on that or have done it before, I need to turn it off in between song. So I cannot just leave it on. I cannot go through a bus. And because it's on my lead vocal, I need to have it on all the time. So I'm thinking, should I go in the right section of the console and just having 5 knob to press every time? That will be a lot, but it's definitely doable. Hey Chris, good to see you, man. Better late than never. Yeah, right, my friend. Rolf, as a musician, I wonder to what pitch the autotune is tuned, and do you tune it together with the instrument on stage? Actually, the easy question, the easy answer to that question will be everything is a 440, the reference pitch. If the band is not tuning to that, I would need to know, and I would need to adjust the autotune. I think you can actually. If I go Jade here, can I just see it? You have the pitch reference here in the bottom. A440 will be pretty much the good thing to leave it on all the time, because even if your band is tuned a half step down, it will be the same note. It would not go in between notes. It was just, okay, I'm gonna put it that way. Let's say that you reference at A440. So we got A here. I'm gonna turn it off just so you can see it. If your band is tuned a half step down, when you play an open A chord or open A string on your guitar, it would just default to A flat or G sharp, whatever you want to say here. So A440 will be the way to go. If you band like Pantera used to tune to A438, I think. This is what they used to do in studio because of tape recording. They were basically, all the mastering engineer were to tighten the record up, were speeding up the tape just a little bit. So when you recorded everything at A438, when it was speed back up, it was back to A440 on average most of the time. depending on the speed of everything. But now most band just tune lower and lower and lower, but the reference pitch is still A440. Even if you tune your guitar a half step down, your guitar tuner is referencing A440 as the bass note. So as far as I know, the band is tuned to A440. Even if they move some stuff around, the reference for everything is still the same. Now, on to my problem here. How can I, or is there a way, or if there is no way, I would need to ask Patrick Gilles Maillot to figure out a way to do it, because I'm sure he can with us automation stuff. How can I group a bunch of effect parameter into one knob and just say, disable all my auto-tune for this? Because this is how I would use it in life for real. In between song, I don't want my singer to talk into auto-tune if I don't want it to. I just want to turn it on when it's on. Or what I could do for my setup is, because only the two lead singer will really address the crowd, I can just take it out for these two. But like I'm muting all my effect with one mute group most of the time, I would like to be able to just disable my effect, or at least auto-tune altogether. So in my effect parameter, what are my options here? Is there a bypass? Mute the effect to stop auto-tune. No, when I mute my effect, when I say mute my effect, I mean muting my reverb, my send to my reverb, my delay, and the vocal. But I want my vocal to be clean when they address the crowd. So I need to figure out, is there a bypass on this? Even still? Hold on. The way to bypass will be to turn on or off the effect, basically. So I need to figure out how to do that. Insert autotune to subgroup as a group autotune and use it as this, or you need a per channel. I need a per channel autotune because sometimes the back vocal are not in key with the singer, but the singers are in key, and I do not want autotune to just bring everybody down. I want autotune to tune everybody to the reference pitch of A440 and just give that note out. And I don't think it will honestly play well if I just create a bus and just like use one autotune for everything, because I don't want to tune. It's not like a choir. I could do that on a choir, to have the whole choir sing in pitch to the music, and I could just like say, okay, on average, because I cannot put autotune on everybody, the average will be tuned to whatever. But here, in this case, I really want to level everybody together. So if one people is down, the other is up. I just want to. Why not a scene without the autotune engaged? Because that would recall my show. That would change my entire show file, and I would need to do this in between every song. So on a 45-minute set, I cannot change my scene 10 times to turn it on, off, or on, off all the time. So I just need to figure out how to do it as a group of effect bypass, or individually turning these knob on or off, or my second insert on or off from my right section. So back to where we were. Okay, so that will be insert 2. If I go into user stuff, or should I go, no, not DAW, GPI, oh no, hold on, maybe I got this wrong. Because I was on the rotary encode, I was on a rotary knob instead of effects parameter. Maybe I got that wrong. Hold on. First one, speed, amount, pitch. No, it's the same feature. Okay. Maybe somewhere set up there is global bypass or global mute. I need to have global bypass. Basically, I need to have global bypass of insert 2. 5 buttons at the same time. This is what I'm afraid I will have to do. Yep. I think this is what I will have to do. Yeah, I think it's the only way. Or maybe I can just do 2 and Mu Group will not do it here, Ivan, because it's my only... What about having 2 channel for each singer? That could be an option. And I can just switch between... Oh, hold on. I really like your idea here, Pancho. See what I was talking earlier? Where you guys can just throw me some idea? I could... What I could do... I tried to think here about... Maybe do a split. And have... Okay, hold on. Can I... Let's think about 2 options. Can I use the alternate input? I know that could be switched on a lot of stuff really easily. Can I just alternate input that? Or... Okay, try to follow along here. I think I can create myself some ghost channel using the user the user signal send, and alternate my channel between main and alternate input. Alternate input, just for fun, is going to have autotune, and the other one is not. What I would need to do is to... The console is not designed to do this, but what I could do is send my vocal out from AES50B, bring them back in AES50C, create some input and switching between AES50A, which is my unaffected signal, and another input that will be another bank of fader that I'm not going to use. Let's say I'm going to use my last 5 channel or my auxes, and build that, send them out to B with the user signal, grab them back in with C. And if I just alternate between the 2, I will change between the dry signal and the process signal on the other one. Or I could mute group that and just like double mute group all the time. That way I can mute my well, no, I don't want the mute group thing, because if I miss my push of a button, I could mute the vocal in the PA, and I don't want that. I prefer to have them talking into autotune and people go like, what, it sounded weird for a second, and me realizing it and switch it, than the other way around. Interesting. Are you guys following along with that routing, or am I too far gone? I could do this for hour, by the way. we're an hour and a half in, and I could do this stuff all day. Okay, that's an option. Honestly, I want to make sure it works. But 2 channel next to each other. Why would I need 2 channel next to each other, Pancho? Seems easier. No, not really, because I can create some channel that I'm never gonna see, because the only thing that they will do is getting the input, and the other one would just, they will just go into the routing, and I can have my 24 channel, on the console itself. One straight, one effect. Yeah. But I think having the alternate input is an option. But the only thing is, if I'm doing that, I cannot do virtual sound check, because I cannot use my alternate input. I think one DCA for Vox and one VCA for effects pitch. And you don't need to make the input double. I could do DCA, and I can not mute them and just switching the DCA. Yeah, I don't need to split one input into 2 channel. That's an option. Do I want to do that? Because I have the channel. It's not a matter of channel. I have actually plenty of channel. I'm using 23 on the 48 available. Okay, well, I'm gonna think about that. That's a lot of solution. I would rather honestly just having 1 channel and just like, yeah, good brainstorming. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, Pancho. Thank you, Burse, I think. Mon ami français, Burse, je crois. Let's do some input, at least that way I can show you guys something interesting for the people watching in playback. They just won't. Anyway, everybody who watches in playback just skip through the video anyway, so it's not gonna matter much, but I would try to put something entertaining here. So let's go, let's build some channels. So I know my kick is gonna look something like this, around 160. Honestly, with the bass drum that I have the other day with my Bayer Dynamic, the D71C, I only did 1 small scoop in the 160. Sounded really good like that. The drummer is really good. For my snare, I know I want to use my M201, the Bayer. I probably don't want to gate it. I want to use the wing, EQ, and compressor. Do I want to go? Okay. Compressor for the snare will be the API. Threshold around -18, 3-to-1 ratio. I like the old type. Release 200 is fine. I'm gonna turn that on, and I cannot wait to try that. Is there any insert I want to have here? No, because I'm gonna do a drum reverb bus. Sometimes I like to have my snare into a bigger reverb and insert it on the second insert here. But I'm not gonna do it. Not for this one. Snare bottom. This is where things get really interesting. I'm gonna use the gate, and this time I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with the expander. But I don't want the source to be itself. I want the source to be snare too. Why? Because when you have a snare, when you have a hit of a snare, it will open the snare top for sure. The snare bottom can also be triggered not only by the snare top, but by the bass drum, because the microphone is basically as close as to the beater of the bass drum as the snare, or as the bottom of the snare shell. So to make sure that the bass drum is not triggering the snare bottom and just give me some out of nowhere, I'm using a gate and I'm using the snare top as the trigger for that gate to open. Really fast attack. Release is fine like that. I can go 3-to-1 ratio here, and I'm gonna go maximum 2. Threshold is gonna be depending on the snare. Usually snare hit really loud. -30 is a good starting point for my threshold. And in the key filter, I'm gonna go with a bandpass, and I'm gonna put it around 200. This is where my snare is gonna have the most volume. When you have a snare hit around 200, 220, that area is usually where you get the shell, you get the most of the drum, you get the fat of the drum. And this is the part that has the most energy. So if I want to make sure that my snare bottom is opening with that, I'm just going to put a band here in the key filter. And that way, every time I'm going to get a good rim shot, it's going to open. EQ, wing EQ. I don't, honestly, probably won't use much of these. What do I want to have on snare compression? I want something that has a lot of correct there. Let's go with this one. I want something that will crush it. I want to hear it. I want to hear the compression on the snare. So this ratio at 0 on this unit will probably be minus dBFS. This is probably analog scale, which I don't remember, the 9 dBVU, I think. Good. Basic setup like that. This is how I want to have my snare compressor. Anything else that I need to have for snare bottom? Nope. Did I do snare? Yeah. I want to hear the compression on that. So, good. We're set. Oh yeah, the most boring input ever. Probably won't use it. No gate, EQ. Yeah, maybe compression. This. Nothing else. I hate hi-hat mic so much. I don't even know why I'm using it. Phase inverted. Yeah, right. Oh, I remember having a hard time finding the phase reverse on the snare. There we go. Merci. I almost forgot about it. And I will do, well, I should do low cut as we walk through this. Low cut, snare. 200 is usually where I start to low cut it, because that way when the snare hit, it just let the shell of the kit open. Same thing for snare bottom. I'm just gonna do this and maybe a high cut too, just to get rid of that top end. And yeah, this is definitely gonna be 200 too. Hi-hat, it's going to be a low cut. Oh, I can do it that way. Good. Low cut. What's the maximum on it? It's 2K. No, that's too much. But a hi-hat usually 1 or 2, 1K if possible. 600 to 1K is where most of the body of the hi-hat is, and you don't really want that in the microphone. So that will be it. First tom. There will be a low cut around 80. Let's go with my favorite number, 87 for low cut. I know I definitely want a gate or an expander. 3 to 1. That will be good. Compression. 160? What do you guys think for tom? The drummer? Oh, the drummer. Yeah, I think it's going to be the drummer. Ratio minus 21. That seems like a decent amount. Limiter. I'm going to go minus 18. I don't want my tom to be as present as most rock band. And this is really pop attitude. Limiter release 250. That's good. No insert. Floor tom, pretty much the same story. Filter, gate, expander. Maybe attack is, yep. Turn that on. Did I turn it on the tom? EQ, low cut. Yeah, I go something as low as 60 for the floor tom. I want it to be as heavy as a bass drum if that drummer wants it. Compression, I'm gonna go drummer. Minus 21. Limiter, minus 18. That way, it's almost gonna auto mix my tom for me. If the drummer is not loud, or if he's really pushing on it, it's going to turn it down. And this is what I want. I don't want the auto release. This should be fine. That's it for the tom. Overhead. Not much going on there. Compression just so it's not getting too loud. Maybe minus 21. That's it. I want to low cut that for sure. Maybe 250. I try to have not that much body of the snare into it. And since I'm doing underhead, not overhead, I'm doing one mic under each side of the drum. I don't want too much low end because I'm close to the bass drum. Even if my mic capsule are as out of axis with the bass drum as possible, because I'm putting my mic capsule like this and the bass drum is going that way. It's not moving a lot of energy around the capsule. I don't want low end in there because sometimes the low end tend to roll under the cymbals, but I want to have some definition. So for sure, something like this. I'm gonna wait to EQ, but sometimes around 1K-ish, it's getting some stuff there. So maybe I need to hear it and change it. And sometimes I give it a little push, but I'm not really a fan of pushing highs in a big PA. So we'll see. Compression, just in case the drummer is getting too loud. That's it. One of my favorite input, bass. Low cut around, okay, let's go 87. Okay, do I want something, maybe dynamic EQ or de-esser? Sometimes I use the de-esser on the bass just to get rid of the IN, but the source is so good. Terry, the bass player, is using an HX Stomp, and he has a really good sound there. He's using compression. He's using a gate, and there his input is gated. We set that up yesterday. I don't need to do much there. And I'm gonna compress the living hell out of it using my favorite compressor ever, 1176. Probably something like that. And the output level will be to fit in the mix. Attack 5. That way it's not too aggressive. 4:1 ratio. This is usually how I set things up. Using de-esser on overhead, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Thinking about the auto-tune on 5 channel, could the GPIO be of any help? Maybe. Honestly, I don't know my way around GPIO too much. But we'll get back to this. I just want to get my stuff rolling. I'm halfway there. Halfway there. Hold on. Halfway there? Halfway there? I don't speak English. Okay, seriously, this, and I could maybe insert a volume. Do I have that? No, I don't want to use any processing on that. I could use it's in the gate section, it's called Auto Rider. I could use the Auto Rider. But yeah, probably not. Or maybe, I don't know. Can I change? Can I put my gate here instead? Can I put my gate after the EQ in the channel? How do you manage it? Okay. It's the tap point. Oh, I can do this. Can I do this? Oh, even better. Hold on. What did I just do? I switched the signal chain, so wow. Okay. Sorry, my mind just exploded for a second. Now I can plug in different order. I can have my EQ in, I can have my 1176 to do the color, and I can also have my auto rider if I wanted to. What my target to be -18. Threshold will be, because it's after the compressor, probably around -21. Hold for 0.5 second. Range, I'm gonna give it 9 dB. And that way I can use the auto rider after. That means I can do the same thing for my vocal if I wanted to. Okay. I think we're onto something here. This is great. This is great. Okay, good. My bass is gonna be awesome. I just need to wait for the bass player to give me some signal. My friend Zach, guitar. Low cut, because we are in a band context within acoustics, I'm trying to have a low cut around 87 because that's the E, and he's gonna play a lot of stuff higher, so maybe I'm gonna check with the song he played, but for this show Saturday he's only playing 2 songs on acoustic, and I think they are both on a capo, so probably won't use that range a lot, and I will just try to free up some space for something else in the PA. But still, I would need an EQ, maybe a noise gate, small expander, just so the guitar is not giving me any noise when it's not being played, because I will leave the channel on. Compression, I want something clean that is not compressing too much. The ethereal will do the job really well. -18. Gain limit, we're gonna go 6 dB. I don't want to smash it too much. And that will be it. Anything else? Okay, just for fun, let's go into the effect rack. Gonna use the body res. I had a good time the other day when I used that on my friend Simon's guitar, and I want to use it here too. There we go. 25 is a good starting number. We'll try that. I don't know how well it's gonna sound, but I was impressed the other day. Not the other night, the other day. We finished at night, but it was a day. Okay, my friend Alex guitar, he's fully processed. He's running a aux box. So his guitar signal is even, his guitar signal is processed, and he's not sending usually a lot of low end. I'm gonna put a low cut in there around 120 because he's running more on the brighter side than the heavier side. Compression, probably not. He's got two compressors. He's got a Cali 76, which is like a 1176 on his board, and he's also running one in the aux, so no compression needed here. He's just out to the PA. I'm gonna put the compressor on at like -12. Okay, you know what? Maybe if he's going too loud during a solo, I'm gonna put it at -15. So if I target his guitar tone to be around -18, if he's going louder than 18, he's gonna slowly, the compressor will slowly bring him down, but yeah, probably not gonna be used. Or the compressor will be on, but it's not gonna do much. What else? What else we got here? Nothing. Alex acoustic. I'm not going to do anything for now because the input is not used right now. It's probably won't be used until a long time. It's just there in case Zach don't want to play guitar anymore and Alex want to bring his guitar, his acoustic guitar out, or if in the show we ever do an acoustic part, like maybe in the longer show. This Saturday is only a 45-minute show, so no acoustic setup. But if we're going longer, maybe for an hour or something, we may have a couple acoustic songs in there, like a 3 acoustic song, a set in the middle of a 3 acoustic song in the middle of the set. So it's there, but now not used. Paul's acoustic will be there pretty much all the time. Actually, it's not going to be the guy that's supposed to be in the band called Paul. It will be, I think it will be Antoine, because Paul and his wife just got a baby last week, and with a new baby, a newborn, it's not really time to. He doesn't have the time to get in shape for the show and get his stuff ready, and he's doing the good thing of taking care of his wife and his newborn baby. So we have another friend of us who's going to come and do the show, is going to do the guitar, but I'm not changing. I'm building the show for the regular band, so today's going to be Paul's guitar. Actually, I'm wrong. This is the Paul electric guitar, and there won't be another electric guitar on that setup. It will be the Paul acoustic guitar that will be used instead with my friend Antoine. Low cut, this acoustic around 87 again. Funny Headman. This is why I don't want to have kid. I don't want to miss show. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did for the bass. I'm gonna put the gate. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna put the gate after the compression or the insert point, and I'm gonna do for the acoustic EQ. Probably won't do much here. Ethereal gain reduction maximum of 6 dB. Threshold -18. Insert, I'm gonna try another body res. 25, and I want to use the leveler, the auto rider. because I'm after compression. High threshold, target minus 18, speed 10, 10, and range, I'm gonna go 9 dB. That's a good starting point for me. Banjo is also gonna be used. I don't have a lot of experience with banjo. I know it's fairly high pitched. There's not a lot of low end in there. Do I want to do the same thing here with the gate? Do you think you will ever run out of FX slots? If I keep going this way, I think I will be okay, but it could be short. And we'll see it in a couple seconds. Okay. EQ, banjo. What is the frequency range of a banjo? I think there's nothing like under 200. Any of you guys have experience running banjo and mandolin and stuff like that? All that stuff is pretty much high pitch, right? There's nothing in there that is like really bottom heavy. They sound really thin. Compression, I'm gonna go easy on the compression because I don't think banjo are that dynamic too. So something like this will do the trick. Insert, do I want to have... Okay, speaking of insert, I've used 2 body res. Maybe I would like to have a body res for my banjo and my dobro and my mandolin. Not my pedal steel, but I could see myself use 3 more. Why did I move the gate at the end of the channel, Hanuman? It's because I want to use the leveler. That way, I'm EQing. Oh, hold on, I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to go... Actually, the first place that I've used it is on bass, and this is the best example. I want to EQ my bass. I want to compress it, and I want to use the auto rider to make sure that once it sounds smashed out, the level is going to be staying the same. So I'm going to use here the auto rider at the end of the chain after the compression, because once I compress it once, I want to make sure that the level don't move anymore. So it's like if I were to use 2 compressor. Actually, I can probably do that on my vocal. The classic 1176 into a 160. No, it's not a gate. It's the auto rider, but the auto rider block is in the gate. Okay, banjo. Do I want to use something as an insert here? I don't know. I've done banjo before, but I never took time to really like sit down and say, "Oh, okay, this is a banjo. How can I improve it?" I've basically in context, I saw some banjo in festival situation. The band just show up. I put a mic, or the guy just give me his DI line out, plug it in, turn it on, do a 45-minute show, take that band out, and go out. So in those situations, you just EQ and EQ compress and get your way out. But in the context where I'm touring with a band or I'm doing shows, because touring is not possible right now, really. If I'm doing show with the band, maybe I will investigate that a little further down the line. But again, I want to use the same trick that I did for everybody else. I want to use my auto rider with a high threshold. I can probably leave it -18. Target -18. Range 6 dB. That way it's not going to boost. And I know the banjo has a pickup, not a microphone, because microphone and banjo are just nightmare, and I know that. Do I want to copy paste that to pretty much every other channel? I think so. So we're going to try that. We're going to try tool, copy. Please select the destination to copy. Okay. This I don't want, this I don't want, this I don't want, this. I want input setting. Is input setting the low cut and high cut? I think so. So I'm going to try copy. And I'm going to try to copy on my mandolin 2, and I'll see if I just fail. My input didn't change, my low cut, my filter did follow. Okay, so I just copy paste the same thing 3 times, which is exactly what I want. Pedal steel. Pedal steel, I always treat them like a guitar. So maybe a bit of expander, just so the amp noise is not getting too annoying for me at front of house. Minus 40, here we go. Don't play around with it. This low cut around 120. There's not much low end there. Compression. Do I want to compress that? I feel that steel guitar usually sound really compressed on record. Let's just go 1176. My basic setup. And we will see. Good. Okay. Now let's see what we can do here. I have a couple options in the first, no, I want to be in the gate. I have a couple options in the gate. Do I want to use the auto rider for vocal, or do I want to use 2 compressors together? It's not going to be the same result depending on what I do. I don't feel like I need to use a dynamic EQ. If I understand, oh, somebody got my secret here. Rolf. If I understand right, all dB setting on the channel strip assume that you have gain set around minus 18 dB, right? Yes. And by doing so, I can predict the amount of gain. Well, I can predict the amount that I can have my threshold set to, and the amount of dB of compression that I will get from an input. It's not 100% true. It's not. Sometimes it doesn't work, but 95% of the time, if I got my gain structure right at the input, I can predict everything else that I got in the channel. And it's sometimes really, really close. And when I'm too rushed out on a show, it's gonna work. It could, you know, it's a matter of fine tweaking, but if I can do that, yes. If I can predict the gain that I need to have, and sometimes I predict the gain too, like when I know what kind of DI and that I will have for an acoustic guitar. If I have, you know, those radial, do I have one around? I don't have one around here, but if I have those radial JDI, I know that they are really they heating a lot of gain, so I can have an acoustic guitar in there. If I know that I'm using that DI with a passive guitar, I know that I can set my gain around 30, and it will be pretty much, it will be pretty close, like the 3 to 6 dB, 3 dB on each side. It will be close to the target that I want, and I know that it will give me a signal around minus 18 dB, 3 dB on each side close. I can just readjust, but all I need to do is adjust 3-4 dB on each side. So I got pretty much already ballpark with that. And yes, you get the secret. But once you know that, you can go, you know, you can set things up. Okay. And, oh, yeah, I feel like I need to mention something else too. Usually with other console than the Wing, because of that, because I was mixing with the gain around averaging around minus 18 dB. Sometimes I needed to ride my fader really low, you know, so sometimes -10, -20 to have them sit in the mix correctly. But now with the wing, because of the main trim that we have here, I can just leave the fader to 0, set it ballpark where I want it, and that give me a lot of leverage for my fader. It's basically like if I were to run DCA on every channel, because most of the time I mix with DCA, I set my fader at the right level, and I mix with my DCA at 0 dB. But now with this, I have the option to do that on every fader. So I can have everything, like the setup that I did before. I can have everything in front of me at 0 dB, and I can just mix. It's the best of both worlds. It's the best of mixing with gain and mixing with fader. The two different approach. Okay, vocal. I need to settle on something. Should I use the auto rider after everything, or should I use the auto rider, or should I use 2 compressor together? I think I'm gonna go with the auto rider. Home rider. How far can I put it? Right there? Okay. After the second insert, which is what I want. I want the auto rider to be before the pitch correction. Okay. Because I'm doing this because I don't need the de-esser. I know that I don't need the de-esser for these. Jade, she bought or will buy a wireless Beta 58. We did some tests yesterday where I try her a regular 58, a Beta 58 that I had on a wireless capsule. I have 3 capsules. I have the Beta 58A, 87C, 87A. I did try these, and the best result was Beta 58A. And we don't need any de-esser. She's not, you know, give me a lot of S's. So because I don't need the de-esser, I can use the gate or the gate block as de-rider. So EQ, compression. I feel like the no stressor will be the way to go. But I will need to hear them. Maybe it will be too transparent for what I want to have, but I want to have a lot of gain reduction on her because Zach and Jade, the lead singer of the band, are really dynamic. I want to make sure that they don't go out of the range that I want them to be. So I'm going to use a small ratio because I don't want to hear the compression, but I want to get the volume under control. Actually, I would need for this, because I'm using the rider after, we'll probably leave at 3. Yeah, 3. I feel like it's going to be loud at 3 because I'm cranking the input at 6. Okay, that will be it. I'm going to copy paste that. Insert, second insert, nothing. Auto rider, threshold, I want -18, target -18, range 6 dB. I don't want my vocal to crank in the PA just in case, if sometimes it's not loud enough. Okay, let's go -21. And the pitch correction. That may go away if I need it or not. Okay. Do I need to do anything else before sending all that? I will do the reverb individually. So, okay. This is the channel strip that I want to use for all my vocal. I'm going to just copy paste that. I'm going to go tool. I don't want this, 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 or this. I want all the processing to copy into Zach, Alex, Paul, and Carl. Did I get it right? Apparently not. Did I put an EQ on it, or did I? I feel like no. Okay. I did a mistake here. I'm just gonna fix it, and we'll move on. Low cut. Gonna go 160 for everybody, and I will just adjust for Zach because Zach is a lower tone, but I don't know if I really want it out up front because the lower note will still go through. They just won't rumble. Okay, let's go 160-ish for everybody. EQ is on. Okay, let's copy that. Source Jade. None of these. Destination Zach. Copy, confirm. Alex, copy, confirm. Paul, confirm. Carl, confirm. Okay, Jade. Not much EQ from her, if I remember correctly. Something around the 300. That is a classic with the Beta 58A. Zach, 58, classic. It doesn't have that much high-end, but the classic, the usual 2K5, 2K6 of the 58, and around 300-ish of the 58 too. Low cut, maybe I'm gonna open him to like 87 to give him presence in the bottom, but other than that, everybody else is using 58, so around 300, around 2K5-ish, depending on the people. 3 to 6 dB on these cut. And Carl on the drum, sometimes I take a little more mid-range out because the snare is getting a lot into the microphone. So did I cover everything? All these EQ will be readjusted depending on the player, so it's just a ballpark. Backtrack, nothing. Maybe I can put a compressor on at around like -12 if something ever happened and somebody like pull a plug on an active DI. That way I'm not gonna send crazy amount of signal into the PA. It's just a safety net. It's not gonna compress the track. It's just gonna prevent a clip from being sent everywhere. I need to do my reverb send. So my instrument, send on fader. What do I have as an instrument that will need reverb? Maybe Zach's guitar. Oh, I hate that so much that everything is mute by default in the aux send. Around -25 is what I usually send my stuff into. That way I just leave the effects return, or in this case the bus return, at 0 dB, and around -25 is usually not too much, so I can predict that also because I know the volume coming in. That's probably the pedal steel don't need it, but the other does. Okay, drums. I don't know what's the deal with you guys, but I usually never send my kick into the reverb. Usually a bit more snare, a bit of the tom, snare bottom, just a little bit. That's about it. Vocal verb. I want my vocal. I want all my vocal. And I want around maybe -21 for the vocal because I want them wet, except the lead maybe 25. But the back vocal, I usually put more reverb on them. And the delay will be -6 dB because when I'm giving a delay, what I'm looking for is two things. Or you know what? I'm gonna go 0 dB with the effects, with the vocal that I send into the delay, and I will write the delay volume. Because sometimes I want the delay to be as loud as the vocal, but most of the time I want my delay to be really under, maybe like a slap back more than a repeat effect. I just want to slap back to create some feel of a room. And to help me with that, what I usually do is send my delay into my reverb. But can I do that now? I cannot do it because I set my delay boss to be 15 and 16. That sucks. That sucks big time. I need to figure out a way to do this, or I just need to rebuild my bus send. Because I absolutely need my delay to be sent into reverb, or can I do it the other way around? You cannot change the order of a bus config. Anybody got a cue on this? Other than just switching my bus send to be 1 through 8? It's a good thing that I have some background music. Otherwise, I would just be silent here. Okay. I'm just gonna reassign all these effects to be 6, 7, and 8. So I'm gonna go send on fader, and I want to turn all these down. All these, this down. Okay, let's do that again, and I will just reassign. Very nice music. Thank you, man. Thank you, Matt. Bus 5 will be my effect. Hold on. Here. Bus 5 will be my drum. Yes. Actually, I should rename them first. Drum. Instrument. Vocal. Verb. And delay. And I'm gonna assign the right stuff in there. So drum plate, instrument with the ambience. I never tried it. I trust you guys that it's good. This is short. It's not that. Where is it? Decay? Want something like 2 seconds. On. And I want this to be delay. Okay. Well, delay. I didn't set that up. Pre-delay, no. Low cut. I'm gonna guess that's around 200, and I'm gonna guess here halfway is around 2K. This is what I usually set my delay to. I want my delay to sound like this. I want my delay repeat to be really out. I'm currently on firmware 12.5, 1.12.5. As soon as the beta tester version of 1.12.5 release, this is the version that correct the bug that happened in the monitoring section in the monitor B. Somebody reversed 2-digit in there in the program, and it was creating a bug. since I got this one, I'm using 12.5, and as far as I know, it's the latest firmware release. Can you remind us the problem that you solved by rearranging the bus? Yes, I can, no problem. Basically, I'm going to show it to you because I can now achieve what I want to do. When I'm using some delay, I want my delay to be really close to what my vocal sounds like, but with a different EQ and the repeat pattern. So to achieve that, I want my delay to be sent into that reverb. You're welcome, Matt. So I need to be able to assign to send my effects return of the delay into the reverb. So that way I got a dry signal going into the reverb of the vocal, and I also have the delay signal coming in the reverb too. I need to not create a digital feedback by sending out my delay into my delay. That will just make everything go to red instantaneously. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use actually, no, I want to post. My bad. That way my delay channel, whatever I send in the delay channel is also going to be sent out with the delay effect on it into the reverb. Adjust the taste. Sometimes I feel like it's too much and I go minus 3 dB because they're already in effect on it. But this is usually my way to do so. If I'm running also a chorus, I will take that chorus and send that into a stereo reverb because I want it to be wet too. Because when it's dry, the delay, the stereo chorus, they just feel like too dry. So using the same as the reverb, as the vocal reverb, is just fine. Okay, let's build those effects in. I'm gonna use my drum first. I'm gonna send everything except the hi-hat and the overhead. I'm gonna unmute them on the console, but I don't usually send them into the what? Okay, this one. Yeah, I don't put any effect on my cymbals, basically. So bass drum, no effect, and hi-hat and overhead not going into the reverb. Instrument, I have Zach acoustic guitar that I want to put some reverb on. Alex acoustic guitar, whenever it's gonna bring one. My other effect, my acoustic banjo, mandolin, and dobro. I want to have those for input to be sent into my reverb. Can you guys see that when I'm doing? No, you can't. Okay, really sorry. I'm gonna do that really quickly. My reverb, vocal, minus 20 for the back vocal, minus 25 for the lead singer. I want them to be less wet in my delay. I'm gonna go 0 dB and I'm gonna ride my delay bus on the console. But okay, if I want to ride my delay bus on the console, I would need to have access to a DCA or that bus. So I would need to bus down some channel of my show. So maybe I should just mix the way I usually do, is with 8 DCA, and I can have my lead vocal on the right section of the console with my main out. I can probably do that, having my, yeah, okay. I'm gonna rebuild my custom build. Let's go here, assign, section, right, user 1. I want to have my main out, yes, my backtrack, yes, and I want to have my 2 lead vocal, Jade and Zach. And in the center section, I basically just want DCA. So if I just press DCA on this one, it will be all DCA. And I can just set them at 0 and assign everything into my DCA and rename them. We can probably do that. Name. This one will be drum DCA. This one would be Can I select that? No. If I go bass, will it follow? Nope. My DCA name didn't follow. Okay, what am I doing wrong? DCA, they're there, DCA. I know I can build them, I want to name them. How do you name a freaking DCA? Assign, naming, no, it's not doing anything there. If I hold it, I don't know. Anybody got a hint on that? How to assign it or how to name a DCA? Could it be in routing? Source? No, it's not a source. There's no signal going there. Settings. Meters? Nope. In the DCA assign screen. Hold on. DCA. I'm on DCA right now. Assign. Settings. On meter tabs. Okay, figure it out. Thank you very much. I want lights. Is there a drum icon, like a whole drum kit? Yes, it is. That's my drum, and I don't want it to be named DCA. I want it to be drum S. Okay. I want this one to be called blue bass. Yeah, I don't want to get out. I want an icon. Is there a bass in the icon? They all look like guitars to me. Let's go with this one. Bass. Rename, close, whatever. After that, what do we have? I'm gonna go with a DCA called Alex. That will be all Alex stuff, electric and acoustic guitar, because I can write them on a single DCA because you cannot play them both at the same time. So guitar, he's a Telecaster guy, so a Dimeback Daryl guitar here will be the way to go. Rename, yes. After that, I'm gonna have a big DCA called Paul. And I'm gonna use... He's gonna play a lot of mandolin and banjo and dobro, so I'm gonna use this icon just for fun. Oh, forget the light. I'm on the other one. Okay, rename, yes. Lights. Lights. Should I make a DCA just for Zach guitar? Probably not, if I have the extra space, but I will need 2 DCA for my... do I need VCA for my lead vocal? No, I don't, because they will be in the center section. Okay, so that's freeing up some space. Let's go DCA 8. That will be called my effects. That will be my effects routing. I'm basically put all my bus into that DCA, so that way if I want to push something, or it will be probably just the 2 vocal effects, because the drum reverb and the instrument reverb, I probably never want to touch that on the output other than just muting it if I ever wanted to. But the vocal effects, the reverb and the delay, I want to have control over the return, so that way I can push it. So that will be in there. Rename, yes. Feel like I'm gonna have too much. Do I need that many? Backtrack, I don't need the DCA for that because that will be on the main too. Okay, I need something for the back vocal. Back vocal, and I usually put them in light blue. Turn the lights on. Phase. I got 2 more DCA. What else do I need to put in there? Pulse stuff is all take care of. Drum, bass, Alex. Okay, well I could put Zach's guitar into a DCA. It's just to have it like always on the console. So 5. Zach acoustic. I don't have white. This is really annoying me. I'm so used to have white. I want to have white color on the display. The brightest one is this one. This is the closest one to white on my LED. That will have to do. Okay. Yes. What else do I have? That's pretty much it. I can get away with 8, 9, 10, 11 fader. 11 fader. Yeah, that's enough. I only have 8 finger I can mix with. Over 12 fader. I'm gonna leave DCA 6 open for now, but I will definitely find something to put in there. And I need to assign the DCA, so, oh yeah, I like that so much about the wing when you have a DCA. Hey Chris, how's it going, man? Really good yourself. DCA assign. I can select the DCA and just do this. And it's funny because I can hear the console cutting out. This is really weird because I thought you could do that. Or actually, is it me or just got in from work? Great, man, you work. Seems like you don't like subgroup. Interesting question, Matt. Usually I don't use subgroup because they are not available for me to use. I could see myself using some subgroup here with the back vocal, maybe. But yeah, subgroup, not much. I like to have every single input to be what I want them to be. And I don't, my drum, I don't subgroup my drum to compress them or to EQ them, because if I want my bass drum to be more compressed, I'm just going to compress that. But no, I like to have the freedom of having all my input individually sounding good and just assign them to my main out and mix them with the DCA so I can raise up or down the volume as I need to. But to assign, I don't, the way I mix, I don't see a use for it. Maybe back vocal. Usually on another band that I'm doing where I have 4 lead vocal, I put them in a group with a compressor, and the compressor is just to even them out when they all sync together. But it's just my way to do it. I mean, it's another option, but most of the time I don't have the option to mix with group. But definitely here I could subgroup some stuff. Maybe I will do that. I will assign my DCA, and after that I will think about grouping. Thank you very much for the idea. And I want to check something with you guys. I'm gonna assign a couple inputs when I'm speaking, and I want you to tell me if my microphone is cutting out, because it's cutting out in my headphone, and I don't know if it's only in my headphone. If I assign this channel and this channel into, if I take it on or off, I think you're losing the sound. I think it's cutting in and out. Let me know if you guys hear that cut out or it's only in my headphone. No cut? Okay. In my headphone, when I'm doing this, every time I switch to the, every time I hear a cutout. So if it's not going out to you guys, that means it's maybe going into the headphone, but not through the main out. So if I were to assign a channel into a DCA live, I will not snap out a second of the song. You know, the PA would not cut. Great news. Thank you very much for your input. I'm just gonna finish those DCA and we're gonna move on. DCA 6 I don't know yet, but this is my back vocal. And the effects. The effects will be this, this, and this. Great. I got all my channel pretty much now on DCA. I got my money channel, my 2 lead vocal, and my backtrack on the right section, and this is probably where I want to keep them all the time, so that way I have access to them all the time. Try to think. Other than my auto-tune, my mass auto-tune switching, I think I fixed all the bug that I wanted to fix. Chris White, about parallel compression. I don't use parallel compression live. Again, I just make the input sound the way I want my input to sound, and I just throw it out in the PA, and that's the sum of that I may sometimes want to compress. Sometimes I put compressor on my master just to keep my band under control, but yeah, maybe it's the solo bus thing, because I'm using another feature from 12.5 right now, where you guys can probably see my solo light going, and I gotta explain it to you. Some of you didn't catch that. My USB channel, actually you cannot see it. Can I do this? Can I do this? Okay. My USB channel here is playing back the ambient music for me. So it's not going into the main out because it would create a loop. It would feed back and will be double send into the main out. And if I wanted to cut it out and, you know, do some playback and send stuff to you guys, I need to be able to do that. So I cannot have my music going to the main out of the console then out to you. And it's also a safety just in case I'm losing the audio interface from the console. If the console just go out, you still have some background music, so it's not dead silence. But for me to hear that, I need to hear the background music so it doesn't feel as empty as just me speaking into a mic. It's really close to what you guys are hearing on the broadcast. So I'm using the solo function that is now available as the source. Hold on. Hold on, I got it here. It's Rob the other day who asked the guy at Behringer to have that extra feature, and I just don't remember where it is. Is it in there? Oh yeah, source level. Yeah, no, I had it right. Hold on. No, it's the mix level, sorry. Mix level is basically like a fader. It's the sum group of two things together. Mix level is my main source, so if I turn this down while I'm on solo, I'm only hearing the music in my head and I don't hear my vocal that's going out to the main out. But if I want to hear something with the solo in context of a mix, I can bring my main mix in. It could be really low, it could be really high. I'm leaving it at 0 because I want to hear the same thing that is going to you and me. I want to hear the same thing that is going out to the main out. But if, as an example, if I'm taking out that solo, now I'm not hearing any kind of music in the background, but you guys still do. So to have me in context, this is what I do. I'm using the solo with the source mix at 0, so I'm hearing out my main out, or could be anything else basically. I'm hearing out my main out 1 and the source that I've solo that is not going through that main out, which is my USB. I feel like I said 10 times the same sentence. Sorry guys. I'm a bit tired. We've been going at this for almost 3 hours. It's been a long stream today. Chris White, do you use more than a DCA? Right now I'm not using more than a DCA because I'm using my channel. I'm using the 4 channel on the right with my MIDI channel. Otherwise, I would have DCA one for my lead vocal, or both my lead vocal together in the DCA, my backtrack, my effects, my back vocal, all my bands, so my drum, bass, each guitar player. In the case of Alex, I have is electric guitar and stereo and an acoustic. But because he's not gonna play them both at the same time, I can then bring them back on a single DCA. Paul's stuff is gonna be all over the place. He's using an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar, banjo, dobro, mandolin, and a pedal steel. But again, he's never gonna use them all at the same time. So once I got my sound check done and my level is good, I can mix it with a single DCA, because it will always be one of each input. And my back vocal, I'm just gonna write them as a single one. Yeah, that's about it. Are we good here? I feel like I need a break and a coffee. Because I'm gonna go on a little more tonight because we have rehearsal tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So yeah, basically what I'm doing with the DCA is I'm bringing everything into a single page. All my drum, all my band, and on this one, because I have 32 inputs, I'm bringing everything back into 11 fader. All my vocal, backtrack, everything. You're learning it a lot, Matt. Thank you, man. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, feel free to interrupt me anytime. This is what we are here for. If I can communicate information, useful information to you, if I can be of any help, my pleasure, man. You know, I've said that a lot. Probably you never hear it, but in life, when I was younger, I wanted to be an influencer, a positive influencer through music. I don't have the musical talent to help people or to explain or to. I don't have the musical talent to be good at music and write song that will make people think. So my next best option is to be a sound engineer here live on YouTube, hanging out with good people. And if I can teach you something, if I can explain the way I work, and it will help you, and it will help you have better mix, I influence your life, I had an impact. I are already with the 630 subscriber that I have. I need to check just for fun. I don't want to brag, I just want to know. I currently have 629 subscriber. If I only influence or help for real one of these person, that made my life, man. If somebody out there is mixing better or improve his mix because of what I did, my life is complete. I help people, and I will try to help as many people as I can. I don't want to do it for money. I just want to do it to help. Because when I was younger, I didn't have YouTube. Most of the sound guy that I knew were either protecting their secret sound stuff, or were simply so bored that they didn't want to talk about sound anyway. So here is the place for all these outsider sound guy that actually work and like sound and like to talk about sound. If you are professional or not, doesn't matter to me. If you are, good for you. If you bought a wing or any other console and you need help with it, or need the help to create, and maybe you will change the world with music. I don't know. Hope that helped. This is what I'm here. This is why I spend thousands of dollars on gear, console, and streaming equipment, and microphone, and it's fun for me, and I hope I help. On that positive note, I will let you guys go. I will take a break. I've been talking for 4 hours, babe. 3 hour, 4 hour? How long? I've been talking for the last 3 hours. I need to take a break. If you guys wanna see more stream stuff, maybe I could do. Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna end this stream. If it's not too late or too early for you, I'm gonna come back into a stream that won't stay on. But I will try to ask the band if I can play back some stuff, but to avoid the copyright stuff, if I just delete the stream at the end of the night, I think I should be fine. So I will take a break, maybe in a couple hours. Don't stick around, but keep an eye on YouTube if you want to hang out more. But I will try to play back the rehearsal that we had yesterday. I don't have all the input, but I have a complete band. I had 5 of the 6 guys there. Drum, bass, guitar, 2 singers, 2 backup vocal. I will try to play that back. I cannot play the track now because that will, well, I need to ask the band, because they know that I recorded, but they don't know that I will stream that, and those performances were a rehearsal. It's not perfect. Maybe they don't want people to hear that, and out of respect for them, I need to ask. Anyway, maybe that's coming in a few hours. I just need to take a break and see that. But keep an eye on YouTube. It will be a random live stream. It's gonna come soon to you. I just need to clear my head now. Okay. Now I'm feeling like I'm looping. It's now time for me to say thank you very much for watching. If you like that video, give it a thumbs up. The 16 people who are here should be able to give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much. If you watch that live stream and are not yet subscribed, hold on. Let me lead you on the way out with a full screen. Give this video a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Please take care of yourself until the next one. Next Monday will probably be the last one for a while. I need to take a break. Some vacation are on the list. Video coming soon. I will have more stuff about the wing. I know I'm only getting out vlog for now, but more stuff is on the way. Please take care of yourself, and I will see you guys later. If my intro worked this time, see ya!